My name is Jim and I have Lyme's disease and Spooky2. I just want to say, just been talking to a lot of people actually, since doing these videos about experiences of Spooky2 and everything like that. And you know, people sort of like recounting sort of how they encountered Lyme disease or caught Lyme disease. And most people, I was quite sort of like interested to know, most people sort of said, I was bitten by a tick at such and such, or I was bitten by a tick at so and so, and everything like that. And I thought, well, that's quite different really. I think the first time I was bitten by a tick was about 1992, and that was probably during 92, 93, 94, 95, probably 1 or 2 ticks a week, you know, sometimes more, sometimes less. Usually sort of like from about the end of March, April, back now, we begin March, April, back from that now. So about 4 or 5 months a year where you didn't get bitten by ticks, but you know, ticks are everywhere. Where I live, ticks are everywhere. I mean, it's just the woods, the fields and everything like that, even just on a tiny little bit of grass outside this workshop here. And you pick up ticks because the dogs bring them down, they drop off the dogs and they all come onto you and everything like that. And I just wait till they, never pulled them off until they got fat and bit of blood in and pop them off and snap on them and away you go. You know, never thought anything about it and did hear about Lyme disease, but was told basically that Lyme disease was no worse than a flu, bout of flu. So I thought, well, that's alright, you know. So probably bitten, in truth, thousands of times, over 1,000 times. It's got to be. It's got to be. Right away from 1992 to about 2011. Didn't go walking around in shorts and open thing, little sandals, no shoes, you know, no socks and everything like that. Never had any socks and sandals all the time, like, you know, like open skin, bare skin, all the way to the thing. Never thought about it. I mean, bloody horseflies, I'll tell you what, they bite you. Horseflies, oh, you know about that. God. You bet around here when you get the horseflies out, God, they're like that, and they, oh, it comes up like a bloody girt lump like that. Like I tell you that, they hurt. But I don't know if you get anything off them. But then one day, about must have been about 2010, you know, sort of thing like that. I think I was bitten by about 25 ticks at once. Like I was in the shower, picking them off. You know, sort of like big fat ones, not quite so fat ones, you know, and all this, sort of getting rid of them all, flushing them down the bloody drain. And, you know, and next thing I know, I got bloody great big bullseye rash right across my chest, like, you know, sort of thing. I said, hey, look, there must be a bullet with my name on it, I've got a target on my stomach, like, you know. Yeah. Anyway, did nothing about it. At the time, I was 46 years old, I think, somewhere around there, a bit older, 47, still fighting in kickboxing. I was still kickboxing in the ring. I was still giving it the old and that and everything like that. And I was running marathons and half marathons, good times, and 10Ks, and doing lots of sport and fishing, running a fishing boat, playing in bands, and doing music and doing work, glass blowing, everything. Doing loads of stuff, everything like that. Slowly things stopped happening. I stopped doing things, I cancelled stuff and stopped it. And to the fact where it got to about 2011, like when I realised I wasn't doing anything anymore. Nothing. I literally stopped doing everything. And 2012, 2013, 14, and basically I went to the doctors and said, look, I think I've got something wrong, there's something really wrong with me. And they did loads of blood tests and they said, oh, there's lots of things in your blood that shouldn't be there, like, and everything like that. And I told him about the tick bites, and I told him about the bullseye rash and everything like that. And he said, oh yeah, he said, well, he said, Lyme's disease is very, very hard to get. He said, you've been very unfortunate in getting Lyme's disease. He said, he said, be more careful with the ticks in future, but, you know, don't things. But the nice thing about Lyme's, he said, it's very difficult to catch, but very, very easy to cure. Have some amoxicillin. 11 days should do it. Yeah. 11 days did absolutely bugger all, and and then started this sort of argument about chronic Lyme disease in all this, and I found out all the fact that it doesn't exist apparently, according to the BMA, the British Medical Association. I know some you people are abroad and everything like that, but it doesn't exist, and my doctor's not gonna accept that it exists, because it would cost him and his practice an absolute fortune. So instead they, toss you to one side. But eventually, long story short, found the Spooky2, and I had a real honeymoon period at the beginning of about 8 weeks ago, because if you saw me 8 weeks ago when I first got it, I was bedridden most of the time. Literally couldn't get out of bed. Here I am now in my studio. I'm not feeling like running a marathon, I'm not feeling like doing kickboxing, but I'm feeling alright, I can get on with it. And I've got my wellies on, and mind you, it's muddy out there. And but I've been doing the healing programs and things like that. But now I've looked into Lymes and Morgellons and things like that. I never knew what Morgellons were like until I got Spooky, and I've been looking at it now actually. It's quite interesting. I don't know anything about the condition, but it looks quite unpleasant and quite nasty. So the Lyme and Morgellons, the precepts are all mixed together. And I've gone through looking at it, reading it and everything, and it looks like it's covering just about every base there is, Epstein-Barr, which is the glandular fever thing, which I have never had. It's, and all the chicken pox and the herpes and all that lot. And I'm rather loath to treat stuff that I don't have, but I know I have had babesiosis, because I've actually had babesiosis, and that's from ticks as well. The only funny thing is, every tick bite has pathogens. Okay, 99.99% of the time, your body's immune system will go bang, 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 deal with that, but bye bye, and it's gone, But with the spirochetes, the borealis, whatever they call it, Bergy fungi, that apparently that has a trigger that can actually shut down the immune system that would attack it, the part of the immune system which would attack it. So it's an anti-immune system sort of thing. So, and one of the funny things is they got the Western blot and the ELISA test, and they go around looking for Lyme's disease. In the first few weeks, you've got all your antibodies flying around with the Lyme disease, and if it doesn't get rid of it and it stays, then it turns off your immune system. So they're looking for the antibodies, which they can only find in the first 6 to 8 weeks or a couple of months. Once they're gone, they're gone. You haven't got the antibodies in there, so they say, well, you haven't got it. But the fact is, you have got it, and it's turned off the immune system. Very clever. Very, 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 very clever little machine, little life form. And sometimes I feel, when I'm really, really rough, I feel that my whole, my life, my body, this physical body that holds my soul and my life and everything like that, is actually there for the benefit of the bacterial infection, as opposed to myself. So it feels like there's a battle for my physical being between me and several sort of bacterial infections, sort of things like that, and at times it feels like there's no space left for my own soul in my own body, because it feels so bloody awful and dreadful. And there are times you do think, right, okay, there's only one way this is going to end, and you get pretty down on it, and everything like that. But I have got hope with the Spooky, and I'm going to start with the killings things now. Well, I do start, but what I have found is on the Spooky2 people, you have said start off with a program, then start the second machine 5 minutes later, and if you've got 4 machines, separate them out for 5 minutes. But what I found is, without the Herxheimer helper, which works phenomenally running, I go down like a nut. A nun on a skateboard, a topless nun on a skateboard. I go downhill faster than that, and So my recommendation to everybody else, everybody is with the spookies, is you've got them set up, you've got your DNA involved, you're entangled, you're everything like that. You've got always keep on one machine healing and one machine killing. That is my experience. It's not, you know, I mean, you guys at Spooky and everything like that might tell you different, but a lot of the guys who are doing this program and everything like that, they're not suffering from Lyme disease or anything like that, and they got to know how dreadful it is, you know. And okay, it might take longer to cure you, you know, but I mean, I personally have been ill for, God, it feels like a lifetime now, but 7 years now. I've been ill for 7 years, and that feels long enough. I know people have been ill longer. And I'd say if it takes me 2-3 years using these machines to get sort of like better, properly better, that's all right. Yeah, because it actually, I am here and I'm up and I'm and I think it's only because of those bloody machines. Without those machines, I'd still be absolutely, completely bollocksed and completely in bed, and I couldn't see myself putting up with the life or lack of life or the you know, the burden that you put on your family and everything like that. At least I can actually pay my way. Yeah. And the self-love thing is very, very difficult to keep up when you're feeling really, really dreadful. You know, you have to tell yourself all the time, you know, I love myself, and everything like that. Because otherwise, if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. Yeah. So remember that, everybody. Keep that self-love going. Keep those spookies going, okay? But always keep the healing ones going at the same time. So if you can get 2 machines, if you've got 1 machine, run the killing thing and then put the Herxheimer one on underneath it. So it runs through, then goes an anti-Herxheimer thing, then it comes back round and does it, and keep that running like that, because that will probably keep you from being, you know, absolutely dreadful. Because the worst thing you can do with these spirochetes is kill them. they you know, Jarrett's Herxheimer, what is it now, house. Oh, you can't have Lyme disease, there's no rash. Late stage Lyme. Look for the rash, everybody. You gotta love these medical programs, haven't you? There's so much bullshit. Take care, big love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.